Hi guys, Forgotten Wolf here, and we are going to make Joffrey and House Lannister win the Game of Thrones. I'm going to be using hindsight powers. So let's get into it. The game starts when Ned Stark knows the truth about Joffrey, Marcel, and Tommen, and we're going season to season. Let's get into it. Season 1, Step 1. Do not dismiss Barristan and Selmy from the King's Guard, and fix the King's Guard. This was really stupid by Joffrey and Cersei, and keeping Barristan on your side means one thing in particular. Daenerys dies in season 3 thanks to the Scorpion. I'll show a video of it now. That's already 1/3 of the books and a major thorn in your side gone. That you don't have to worry about dragons. The other move of the Kingsguard here is to have Sir Mandon Moore killed off and replaced with Sandor Clegane or the Hound. This prevents the Battle of Blackwater Bay almost assassination by him. Season 1, Step 2. Get Arya Stark under control. In this step, you will need to be sending the Hound after Arya Stark instead of Meryn Trent. Sending Meryn to capture Sansa Stark is better since Sansa can't evade like Arya can, and the Hound was able to take Arya captive in Season 3, so he should be able to get the job done against Syrio and Arya, taking Arya captive. Season 1, Step 3. Execute Ned Stark. This might seem confusing by what Joffrey did was very poor at the time, but in hindsight, it was the right decision, as swapping Jaime for Ned, or if Ned was sent to the Night's Watch, would doom the Lannisters, as the Starks and Tullys would have supported Stannis Baratheon, and considering the Lannister Tyrell forces barely defeated Stannis at the Battle of Blackwater Bay, Joffrey and Tommen would be dead by the time the Lannisters got there if the Starks and Tullys were at the Battle of Blackwater Bay. Ned Stark has to die. He knows the truth. And with those 3 steps, the Lannisters are already in a much powerful position with one more Stark captive in Arya and one more threat of the board in Daenerys. On to Season 2. Season 2, Step 1. Send Gregor Clegane to battle the Starks at Riverrun. This might not make sense, but to keep the Dornish on your side, even with Myrcella and Dorne, Gregor Clegane has to die. Sending Gregor to battle Edmure Tully or Robb Stark at Riverrun would be a surefire way of doing that, as he will be taken captive and executed by Robb Stark either way. Since Gregor is Lord of Clegane Keep, his bones will be saved and at Riverrun to send to the Dornish when the war is won. Season 2, Step 2, Marriage Proposals. In this step, I'm having Myrcella still promise to Trysane Martell of Dorne, and yes, this sparks the King's Landing riot, but with Barris and Selmy there, the riot will be way less effective. And the only other part of this step is promising Marjorie Tyrell to King Joffrey and putting Sansa aside. No explanation needed here, as the Tyrells were the sword that broke Stannis. Season 2, Step 3, The Battle of Blackwater Bay. Not much to say here except for when Tyrion sends himself out there, you send Barris and Selmy to lead an army, and although the Hound still deserts, you need him on the front lines as he is one of the better leaders. Barristan the Bold won't fall, and he'll delay Stannis enough for the Tyrells and Tywin Lannister's army to defeat Stannis, and although Stannis gets away, the battle is still won. That's all the changes for Season 2, and although it's less than Season 1, Season 3 will feature more changes. Season 3, Step 1. Marry Cersei to Larys and get her out of King's Landing before marrying Sansa to Tyrion. This is way important. Cersei being out of King's Landing means the Lannisters will be saved seasons 4 to 6, where she ruins the Lannisters by alienating the Tyrells. And I'm going to say Cersei gives Larys a son for this step, and as for Sansa and Tyrion, you can say 1 episode later. Sansa and Tyrion are married. Season 3, Step 2, marry Arya to Tommen. You remember when I got Arya Stark back in Season 1's second step? Yeah, this is part 1 of the payoff here. Arya will marry Tommen, which means for all the people who want Joffrey dead, they can't murder him now since Tommen is married and Arya would become queen, glaring right at Olenna Tyrell. Season 3, Step 3, have Roose Bolton kill Robb and Catelyn Stark at the Red Wedding. After the Red Wedding. The Red Wedding was a huge mistake by all accounts, and with this step, I'm going to have Tywin leave King's Landing with Mace Tyrell and having the Tyrell host with them. This means that although there'll be less blood in the Lannisters' hands and Roose Bolton will die, the Great John Elmer will be a rebel and he'll have a lack of support. And although Talisa does have Robb Stark's son Eddard in her for now. You will have Ramsay Bolton become the new Lord of Winterfell, but getting back to Talisa, you'll be able to get your hands on her eventually. The great Jon Umber will be crushed by the Lannisters, and you can leave getting baby Eddard to the Freys for now. Season 4, Step 1, The Purple Wedding. With Arya married to Tommen, Littlefinger will kill Tyrion at the Purple Wedding, getting Sansa out of King's Landing that way. This does mean that Joffrey's alive now, and Tywin will be coming back by this point, and since Gregor Clegane is dead, Oberyn and Martell will not fight at the trial by combat, which in turn will spare Myrcella. Season 4, Step 2, Joffrey's Heir. Now that Joffrey is around for longer and his life will be longer, knowing how Joffrey is, I think there's a very small chance that Joffrey doesn't get Margaery pregnant by the end of the season. I'm going to say that Margaery gives Joffrey a daughter for now, although eventually a son down the line. Only threats left now are Stannis and Jon Snow. Season 4, Step 3, have Tommen consummate his marriage to Arya. With Sansa gone, Arya would be heir to the north. And now Arya is at the age that Sansa flowered, and since Arya is married to Tommen, this means that Tommen needs to secure the north and consummate his marriage to Arya. Season 5's 0 steps, nothing to do in Season 5. It's fairly peaceful, and Stannis will be dead thanks to Ramsay Bolton. Season 6, Step 1, The Siege at Riverrun. This is going to happen either way, as the Blackfish and Edmure Tully are able to hold Riverrun from the Frey army sieging the castle, although I will say Edmure with no red wedding isn't a prison, so yeah. I'm going to have Tywin send his son Jaime Lannister and Barristan Selmy as well to take back the castle. Edmure will very likely go north with Bran and Podrick, while the Blackfish will hold them off. Talisa will also die for obvious reasons. However, I do think the Blackfish would send baby Eddard with Edmure going up north. Season 6, Step 2, The Battle of the Bastards. You need your men down in the south taking Riverrun. So, yeah, you just have to let Jon Snow and Sansa Stark take back Winterfell from the Boltons, and now they have baby Eddard and baby Eddard will be Lord of Winterfell. And yeah, with Jon and Sansa as regents, and I still think Jon will be named king in the north. Season 7, Step 1, The Conference of the White Walkers. Jon Snow will still retrieve a White Walker, and I'm going to have the Lannisters agree to fight the White Walkers with Jon, so long as he bends the knee to Joffrey, and Joffrey will name Jon Stark Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North. And I think Jon might agree to that if Arya is also returned back to Winterfell. I'll agree to these terms, and in exchange for bending the knee, Jon is a Stark, Warden of the North and Lord of Winterfell. Titles. Well, Arya Stark goes back home, and probably her marriage to Tommen is ended. Yeah, and with that, the Battle of the White Walkers is at the wall now. Season 8, Only Step, The Battle Against the White Walkers. This battle will be at the wall instead of Winterfell. Without Icy Viserion, the Night King can't cross anyway. The Night King will die, and with the Night King dying, that means that Joffrey and House Lannister have won the Game of Thrones. All of Joffrey's opponents are dead, or in Jon's case, bent the knee. That is it for this video. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if this does well, I'll do a part 2 on how Stannis and House Barretheon could have won the Game of Thrones. And at 100k views, I'll do a video on the life of Tywin Lannister. And at 1k likes, I'll do a video on the life of Robert Barretheon. But until then, bye!